Hi, it's Nicole. I think this is a little bit lopsided, but this is going to be a casual video. But I found that when I was doing my wonky studio blog attempts for my Patreon, it felt a little bit easier to just kind of jump in and out and do like little clips of stuff, of updates, and then put that together into a video. And so I'm gonna attempt that a little bit with some booktube updates and stuff. Yeah, this is just a chat about my reading. At the moment I'm reading quite a lot of books all at the same time, and I feel like that's partly why I didn't finish very much last year, because I just kept starting new books, and it wasn't because I was getting bored of the books that I was reading. I don't know, it's just like constantly from one thing to the next, like a new topic would interest me and then I would want to start that book or whatever. But anyway, I'm gonna chat through some of the things that I am reading currently and that I am dedicated to sticking with until I finish them. And the one that I'm reading at the moment, like literally right now, I was just reading it, is Digital Minimalism. That one is interesting for me in that I think I've mentioned in the past, but I feel drawn to minimalism, even though I think like half of me is a minimalist and the other half of me is a hoarder maximalist, and those two parts of me are constantly feuding. And I don't know, I think I get very sentimental about things, and I also feel like anything that has the slightest bit of utility I want to just keep in case I need it or whatever, that kind of thing. But at the same time, I have a recurring need to just like get rid of everything, have everything be simple and I don't know, minimalist. That all to say, it's not surprising that I might pick up this kind of book, and it's one of those books that, to me, I've been associating it a lot with this thing of the self-help Silicon Valley productivity dude space that I don't really feel comfortable with. I don't really like that space. I think it's a bit cringe and I think it's a bit, I don't know, toxic. But I don't have any reason to think that really, other than vibes. And as I'm getting through this, I'm only like 10% into this book right now, but I kind of like what it's going on about. It definitely fits in with my intentionality theme, I guess, that I'm going into this year with, which is good. I haven't got to, I think it's split into, like, he's talking about why you might want to consider digital minimalism, and rather than looking at quick hacks and things like getting rid of notifications and blah blah blah, instead of that kind of surface level approach, it's looking at your actual personal philosophy around technology. Is it useful to you, and is it useful enough to you to take on new types of either devices or apps or whatever? I guess just returning to the purpose of technology's utility in your life and that kind of thing. I mean, yeah, it's my jam. So I'm enjoying it so far, I guess. I guess I'm approaching it with some amount of skepticism. I'm thinking of things like 4-Hour Work Week, which I haven't read yet, and Atomic Habits, and which I also haven't read yet, but I get the gist. And How to Be the Most Productive Person, because you're only used to society as being productive. That kind of vibe, like, that's just not my thing. And I'm just wary of this falling into that category. But my approach, I guess, going into it is largely just I want to take what I can from it and ditch the rest. So yeah, that's me reading Digital Minimalism by insert cover, so you know who the author is. My mind is a mess right now. Another book that I started ages ago, was really enjoying it, and then I think I lost the ebook or something, like it was on Scribd and then it wasn't or something, and then I started up again later, and then, I don't know, put it down even though I was loving it. This gorgeous book. I am still enjoying it, I just got distracted, but I will finish it. I did get 2 books for Christmas that I asked for, one of them being this, this text. I mean, after November of 2024, I feel like it's not surprising that my interest in my political books has shot through the roof, So this was something that was on my wish list only recently actually, and I'm excited to get to it, but I'm also very aware that this kind of book tends to be a little bit I don't want to say overly academic, maybe appropriately academic, I don't know, but it tends to be a little bit dry, which is fine. Like, I don't want it to be like, I don't know, zhuzhed up and like dramified or anything, but I think that makes it slow going, because sometimes it can be like the topics, especially with something like radical politics, I think the topics themselves can be a lot to adjust to and a lot to consider, and so that on top of the style not always being the most gripping can sometimes be I don't know, like not the most exciting thing to keep picking up. So I'm very aware of that. I think this will probably take me a long time to get through. Because of that, there will be other things that grip my attention faster, and I need to be very aware of that for myself so that I don't feel crap about myself for taking so long to read such a tiny book. I'm about 40% of the way through, I think, Emergent Strategy, which, possibly because I'm listening to it on audiobook, I was not really that fussed about it for the first like 29% of the book. And I think that's because I get like it's vibes, man. It's vibes right now. So there's a specific kind of very uniquely American soft talk. I mean, I call it soft talk. I don't know if anyone else does, but it's like this adjacent to woo-woo, kind of comforting and nice and reassuring, but also kind of too squishy way of talking that can just be a bit hard to get through sometimes, when it's like, okay, just give me the information, like just give me the, like, tell me it straight. I don't need to be comforted in this moment through like things about like loads of metaphor about how like water fills whatever container it's in. It can be like a teapot or a bottle or a da-da-da, like I don't care. I just want the information, and this book is chock full of metaphors and kindness talk and quotes and references to other books. And then I think when a book has so many references to other books, I keep thinking maybe I should be reading those books instead. All of that I think is ultimately unfair of me, because now I'm enjoying the book. And it was like 29% of the way in, I wasn't enjoying it. And then just a few little sentences later, still 29% of the way in, I was like, oh, I'm liking this now. So yeah, now I think I'm about 40% of the way in, and I continue to enjoy what she's bringing, but there are still a lot of quotes of other people and works, loads of references to other media, mostly books I think, and a lot of like, maybe it's just, I don't know, just soft talk. There's a lot of that, which is not always the mood that I'm in. And I just came out of reading 101 Essays to Change the Way You Think, I think it's called, which was fine. Again, there's a lot in that book that I liked, and a lot of that book that I thought was kind of whatever. And there were also things in that book that I was like, I don't know, that sounds a bit Freudian, like, or like, it sounds a bit like, yeah, but, you know, like when you can just be like, is that really true? That kind of, anyway, there's stuff in that book that I liked and stuff in that book that I didn't like, but I think coming straight out of that book, which straddles the line of woo-woo sometimes, not always, but sometimes, and coming into Emergent Strategy, when what I wanted from Emergent Strategy was for it to be almost a playbook of strategy and techniques to use going into this new political landscape that is hostile towards more caring ideas and stuff. And I guess that's ironic as well, because this woman is like bringing out the love talk and the soft speech and whatever and yada yada, and I'm like, okay, but get to the point, you know, like the irony is not lost on me. But there's so many thoughts on many of these books that I've just mentioned, and I think I would like to talk a little bit more about each of them properly and not in this kind of whatever I'm doing right now, this just unloading thing. But I do need to unload my initial thoughts right now, just so they can be put somewhere, I think. And also just so I can get used to being able to discuss in some way initially, like just throwing things out and then refining. I don't know. Anyway, so those are the books that first come to my mind of what I'm reading, but I'm also vaguely aware I'm reading a book in French and at least 2 nature writing books as well. Yeah, but I like harnessing this initial boost of energy that the new year gives. I'm definitely someone who, like, I keep seeing all these like memes and things where people are like, oh, nature takes a break in the winter and it's colonial behavior to, I don't know, have New Year's resolutions and do stuff in winter, and it's okay to rest. And I'm like, I just want to go, go, go. I want to have loads of goals. I want to have all the goals and I want to achieve all the goals. And I don't know, that's just what New Year vibes give me. So I'm gonna ride that out. I am enjoying myself being the most, and I know that it very likely won't stay consistently like this kind of energy throughout the whole year. So hopefully that takes me to several books into my physical TBR. We'll see. But I'm gonna leave that there because it's already been like 15 minutes and I was thinking this would be like a short clip that I could just put at the beginning. Like, this is its own whole video already now. Anyway, that's me for now. See you soon.